Mm.
To the tasks to complete for today. I'll share my screen for 5 seconds here. Again, you can either go to the Science2 homepage, and you can look under assignments for tasks for U1L3, or you can scroll down to our weekly calendar, look up today's date, which is today's Wednesday the 16th, and click on the Science2A plan. Please make sure you have clicked on Science2A because we are doing something that is section specific right now. So make sure you are A period, make sure you are on the Science2A period tasks list. First thing was to review homework. So were there any questions from the homework assignments or anything you had trouble with? Now's a good time to ask. Don't be embarrassed. Half the time, the question you ask is the question that two other people had. Homework was, if I remember correctly, the finishing your timeline flip grid. I was watching those. They look good. The reading check on Hewitt chapter 29.7, and just the academic honesty statement. Sophia Bozo.
About my Flipgrid, I wasn't able to every time I would submit it onto Flipgrid, it said there was an error. So I didn't understand, I don't know why, but I just want to let you know, and I'm going to try to re-upload it again tonight after class.
Yeah. That's fine. I've heard from a few students where that happens, where it just it cuts out at the last possible second, which is terrible because it's you're great, it's almost done. I would say that if that happens twice, just email me the video. It's okay.
Okay.
I've had a few people do that to me already, and so that's fine as long as I get it. That's the key thing. So
okay, sounds good. Thank you.
How'd you feel on the amount of time it took you to get through that? I mean, I'm shooting for about 30 minutes worth of homework roughly. I feel like I've been going over a little bit, but I'll try to be aware of how much I'm throwing at you. All right, just to share my screen really quickly here, put some people on the spot in terms of Flipgrid looked great. I've been enjoying some of these videos, and feel free to check out each other's. The notes, just remember to submit a photo of one page. This is Molly's right here, and this is the kind of thing, this is awesome. Color-coded, organized, and this is sort of what I'm looking for. And again, I don't need to see all your notes. Just take one page so I know you're doing something, and you're all set there. And it sounds like we're feeling good about the reading quiz. Did you all see that you can take it multiple times? Did anyone do that? Did anyone take advantage of that? All right, good. That's my first time kind of offering that, but hopefully that's a helpful thing. Just remember that as far as I know, it does eradicate your answers if you do retry it. So just make sure you've saved those if we start having written answers and stuff like that. But great. Okay. Well, as a do now, I'm just going to continue with our Google Slide collage share. And so again, I will either take volunteers or I will select victims. We'll do that for a few minutes. So would anyone like to share their Google Slide collage? Sophia Bozo, you feeling ready to share?
Sure.
Okay. Let me just pull yours up here real quick, and then you can talk us through it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm Sophia. I live in Carmel, but I'm currently in Southern California playing water polo. I spend a lot of time on the beach, so that was my background. And I spent a lot of time in the pool this summer. I also took a giant road trip to Oregon, to the Deschutes River, where we camped for 10 days, and we went fly fishing, and it's really fun. And we went river rafting. And then one of my favorite hobbies is surfing with my brother and my dad. And the part of science I'm most interested in is human anatomy. Yeah, that's it.
Nice. Had you been to that part of Oregon before? Is that somewhere you go regularly, or was that your first time?
No, that was my first time going to the Deschutes River, but I've been to Oregon a lot of times.
Nice. And are you I know there's grade levels. Are you whitewater rafting, down crazy fast stuff, or are you still kind of just a beginner getting into it?
I don't know. It was just like we just did it. I
Yeah.
had no idea. That was my first time ever rafting, so definitely beginner.
All
Um,
right.
but it was
Was it
really
as
fun.
crazy and scary as it looks?
It was like I wasn't like I wasn't. It didn't like seem so scary, but then it was like it was kind of a lot, but it was really fun.
Yeah. Being a surfer, you're comfortable in water anyway. So
Yeah.
nice. All right. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone like to go next? Matthew, would you be ready to share?
Well, yeah, sure.
All right. Let me pull yours up. Nice. All right. Talk us through it.
So I'm Matthew. So my background picture is of a swimming pool because most of the summer I was in the swimming pool swimming. I also play a lot of games with my friends, and then in my free time, I just either play games, watch YouTube or Netflix. And my favorite show is Breaking Bad. Um, I also have a dog, and the top, like the section of science I'm most interested in is evolution. So that's why I put that picture of science there. And yeah,
Nice.
that's about it.
What's your dog's name?
Oh, it's called Latte because he's white, and my dog likes, my mom likes coffee.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
Nice.
he's named after coffee.
And are you still swimming now, or was that just a summer thing?
I'm still swimming now.
What's your stroke that you're best at? Would you say?
Uh, uh, 50-meter fly.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
fast. And are you like, what's your game system of choice? Are you a computer person, or do you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, or what?
I have an Xbox and a PC.
Nice. So
Yeah.
what was one of the better games you played this summer?
Um, I'm not really sure. I think I played I played like 5 games. My
Nice.
favorite game was probably like Rainbow Six Siege or something like that.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fun. All right. Well, thanks for sharing, bud. Would anyone like to go next? Camille, would you be willing to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me pull yours up.
I
Nice.
found out how to use
Well,
a Bitmoji on it.
Bitmoji, yep.
Okay. So I'm Camille, and then this summer I spent a lot of my time at like Lake Tahoe. I just went to the beach a lot, and I also went on a boat, so that's why I did that down there. And then I live in Carmel, so I put a picture of that, and I'm interested in learning more about marine biology. Seems fun. So.
Nice. Is that the actual boat or?
Yeah, that's my friend's little cousin.
Nice. Looks like a kind of an outboard motor speed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice. That's great. Have you? Are you able to drive it? I don't even know what it takes. Do you need a license or?
A lot of my friends have boating license, but I don't, so I just kind of sit there.
Yeah, well, it might be something fun to get. I don't even know. It shows how little I know about that. I assume there's a test you take or something, and then
Yeah, I think
you
you
get
can
it.
get it when you're like 15 or something.
Nice. So where in Carmel are you close to the water?
Yeah, I have I don't know if I have Ribera Beach. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's like I just like walk to it from my house. So it's right here.
Nice. That's an awesome location. Cool. All right. Thanks for sharing. All right, we'll do one more. Anyone interested in going? Brandon, will you be willing to go?
Sure.
All right, I'll pull yours up. Do you know what your titled yours, Brandon? I'm not seeing your name, but there are a couple that don't have names.
Okay, wait. Here, I'll just name. I changed its name to Brandon Durham.
Okay. Reload my page. Maybe you shared it with me because I've checked that off. So
Wait,
let me just
have,
take a look
have
here.
I shared it? Let me look.
Yeah. Let me share my screen here real quick just so we can track it down. It's not that one. Oh, bingo. Here we go. All right.
Okay.
Talk us through it.
All right. I put a skateboard because I spent a lot of my summer skateboarding and like riding around. Put a telescope because I'm interested in astronomy. I put a mask because like COVID affected my summer a lot and like it changed it up because like we were going to go on a lot of vacations but we couldn't anymore. And then I put a picture of the ocean because one, I live by the beach because I live in Carmel by the sea, and also I was at the ocean a lot playing a lot of spike ball throughout the summer.
Nice. What's spike ball?
It's like there's a circular net on the ground and it's teams of two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you all like hit it downwards. Yep.
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot to skateboard in around here?
Well, normally I would just I like going to the park, like the skate park over by Dennis the Menace. But like if I can't, then I'll just ride down to like the crossroads. And just there's like some underground garages and stuff in like parking lots.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of good spaces. Great. All right, well, thanks for sharing. We'll continue with more of those the next time we meet. What's next on the list here? Oh, okay. So today, I know this is going to be a little weird, but we're going to do a quick deviation. We're still in our astronomy unit. We're going to stick with Big Bang and the solar system, but there's a little time-sensitive activity that we'd like you to participate in that has to do with global warming, climate change stuff. It's actually a study that's being done right now in the month of September that we want you to participate in, and then we're going to mess more with the data later on. But to get us in the mood and to get us thinking about that, I'm going to do a quick little breakout room activity, very similar to what we did with Bryson, where I'm just going to toss you into breakout rooms with 2 or 3 other people, and you're going to discuss there's 2 rounds right there. So if you look on the tasks list, round 1, again, introduce yourselves or just chat so you know each other. And then there's a little Google Doc I'd like you to click on that has some images that I took from a Reuters website. And I'd just like you to chat about what you notice about those images or the common theme. And we'll come back together after 3 minutes. Rooms are open. Go for it. So Grace Kim, what did your group notice about all those photos taken from Reuters?
We weren't able to like look at the photos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Noah, what did your group notice?
Grace, Kirch, and I noticed that they were all natural disasters and they're all like weather related.
And if any of you have been watching the news lately, what's been predominating all of the news, especially if you're in California? What are we always hearing about?
The fires, the
Fires. Did anyone get evacuated this summer? Even just temporarily, living in the valley? I've been living here in this area of California for 8 years now. And so I was here for the Soberanes fire, which was about, 3 or 4 years ago now. And that was my first time being really close to a big fire. And then the most recent one with the Dolan fire and the Carmel fire was crazy. Seeing all the smoke and knowing people were being evacuated, having people come and stay with us, it all kind of made it a little real. And so climate is definitely warming and changing. And you can see that trend in the news. There's more and more reporting. Now, granted, the news doesn't always reflect exactly what's going on, but it's kind of a resounding theme. And so I want to explore a little bit today. You're going to be part of a global study that's occurring this month all about carbon footprints. You're going to be filling out a sort of little calculator on a website to reflect on your sort of daily habits, how you've lived over the last year. And it's going to take its best guess. It's going to generate your carbon footprint, which is how much carbon dioxide, CO2, you have contributed to the overall global release or production of it. So I'm going to share my screen for 2 seconds here. We won't do the round two. I want to give you guys time to work through this carbon footprint calculator. So we're on step 4, carbon footprint calculator. And this is the study. It's run through Stanford, actually. And when you click on that, Science2A carbon footprint calculation, it's going to take you to an assignment that looks like this. And it's going to walk you through exactly what to do. You're going to go to this website right up here, ISFC. It'll look like this. The first thing you need to do is register. So there's a little gray button right there. It'll say register right next to login. Click on that. And you're going to need to create a username and password and fill out a couple little bits and pieces of information. I would like you to note down your username and password in this Google Sheet. When you click on this, it'll take you to a sheet that I've made that already has your names in it. And please note down the username and password. So please keep them appropriate. But we're going to need this a few weeks from now. And so I want to make sure that we don't forget any of that. So please note your username and password in there. And then we'll use this again once you're done. So then just work through it. I've got the instructions. I've got images that'll hopefully make things pretty clear. It's going to be a lot. You're going to be calculating your last year's use of home and energy appliances, food, personal purchases, transportation. It's going to be a lot of detailed stuff. Take your time, look things up. You have the remainder of the period to do this, and it can continue into homework as well if you need to. But the more careful and specific you are, the more accurate your results are going to be, and the more interesting it's going to be to take from. So this should take about half an hour, maybe more, to complete. So I'll be here listening. If you need help or have questions on anything, there's going to be some weird questions like how many light bulbs do you have in your house? So feel free to talk to your parents, look things up, get up and walk around, go count how many light bulbs you see around your house. Do whatever you need to do to get accurate results. Again, I will be here listening the whole time. If you have questions about anything, if something doesn't make sense, if you're not sure what to put, go for it and I'll do my best to help you. So you have the remainder of our time. We'll come back with 5 minutes left. So let's plan to come back here at 5:15, which is in exactly half an hour. So I'll give you 30 minutes and you don't have to be done in 30 minutes. If you're not done, it's okay. It'll just roll over into homework. So Daniela, question?
Yeah, do we click the basic or advanced like calculator thing?
Yep, advance. And again, my instructions, so please go to that assignment and just follow the instructions as they're listed. Yeah, but it's the advanced calculator. Yep. All right, have fun. I'll be here listening if you have questions. What'd you all think? Some bizarre questions to answer, right? Counting your light bulbs and trying to think exactly how far you drove or how many flights you took. We'll discuss this a lot more when we get into our climate change unit, but I always got a kick. I've done this before too, and I was really proud of myself. I was like doing pretty well. I was like, oh, I got a low count. And then I got to the airplane flights part, and I was like, oh man, that's what really gets you. It's transportation. So, but anyway, we will do a lot of data analysis and comparison with this, and I'll submit your data. So if you didn't finish right now, don't panic. It's okay. It will carry over into homework. I'm going to share my screen. I don't need to share my screen, actually. You can see the homework. So if you look at the tasks to complete list on the very bottom, the homework for Friday is to please do finish this calculator and just make sure that it'll give you that kind of colorful table at the end. And you need to take those numbers and enter them into that Excel, Google Sheet. that's what we will then use in the future to enter our data and analyze it and everything else and do some comparisons. So please make sure you're filling that out. There's also a little Flipgrid I'd like you to do. It's just an introduce yourself Flipgrid. You've probably done something like this in other classes, but just make a short little video. I've got a couple questions that you need to answer that are part of that assignment. So just click on that, make sure you're going to the appropriate section, right? We are Science 2A period. And then there's a Hewitt reading I would like you to do. Again, this is chapter 28.1. We're going to start learning about the solar system. And as usual, please, there are some notes, submit a photo of your notes, and there's a reading reflection quiz for you to do. Questions on any of that? All right, kids, that's all. I'll hang out if anyone has any questions. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.